My name is Dani Hartvigsen, and I'm the Executive Vice President of the Utah Eagle Forum. And Gail asked me to talk on the hate crimes bill today. And so I actually was allotted 15 minutes, but I'm going to try to do this in 5 minutes. I think we're all pretty fried. Anyway, and you know, the more we talk, I probably won't get any more information out to you. So, what last year we.
Sorry, Dani. We want to have Dani's talk on the recording, right? I think that's what this was for. So let's fix that. Okay.
Thank you.
There we go.
So we have hate crimes legislation is just a word that's been used to describe this type of legislation. But basically in Utah, we have hate crimes legislation in place. And if you look at the PowerPoint I have here, what we have is a Utah Code annotated section 76-3-203.3 and 76-3-203.4. And so this PowerPoint basically distinguishes between the two types.
Want it on presentation mode?
I don't know. It's bigger. Okay, thanks. So our current law was enacted in 2006, and it's been very, very effective. Basically what it allows, and I go through the PowerPoints, it allows for enhancement of a penalty for intent to intimidate or terrorize, or with reason to believe that the action would intimidate or terrorize, and or the intent to cause or has the effect of causing a person to reasonably fear to freely exercise or enjoy any right. This basically protects religious and political speech and acts. We also have where it allows for enhancement of a penalty for a Class C and Class B misdemeanors. So a Class C would be raised to a Class B, and a Class B would be raised to a Class A. But it does not allow for enhancement of felonies. And the reason that has been is because people feel, the legislature feels, the general population feels that the penalties already assigned to felonies are sufficient enough for the seriousness of the felony. The sentencing judge or the Board of Pardons and Parole shall consider in the deliberations as an aggravating factor public harm or the causing members of the community to reasonably fear for their physical safety or to freely exercise or enjoy any right. And it provides for the sentencing judge to consider whether the penalty for the offense is already increased by other existing provisions of law. So our current statute that is in place and has been since 2006 allows for penalties against what we would consider hate crimes for the intent to terrorize people or to bully people for whatever reasons, for any reason that you can think of, whether it's for if they're targeting someone who's a political speaker. For example, Gail talks about how she gets calls where she's gotten death threats over the telephone and things like that. The law that is being sponsored this year is Senate Bill 72, and it's sponsored by Senator Thatcher, and he has called it Victim Selection Penalty Enhancements. And it will, now I can't get back.
Escape key. Just the escape key.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, if you want to advance in it, you just use the arrows.
Okay.
She's new to PowerPoint, and didn't she do a good job?
I have no idea about this. Okay, just a second.
You good?
Okay, yeah. Okay, now go up. There we go. Okay.
I'm going to put it back in presentation mode, and then
There we
you
go.
can just
No,
hit the
no,
arrows.
just leave it. This is
Okay.
fine. They're fine. Okay, so the Senate Bill 72 Victim Selection Penalty Enhancements amends Utah Code annotated section 53-10-202 to add special classes. Only special classes of people will be protected. So no longer will people be protected for any reason. Only the certain listed classes will be protected, which the intent of this was so that they could add transgenders and homosexual, basically LGBTs. And that's basically the point, is to get that into the code. So when you look at Senate Bill 72, what it does is and I've given the lines there of the bill where it does that, it repeals the current law, so it removes the ability to to penalize for terrorism and bullying and those types of things. And it excludes enhancement of penalty for sex crimes against women. And the argument that was in the hearing that was already held was that in rape cases, in sex crimes against women, the penalty already provides for the seriousness of the crime. They never explained why that would not be the case in all other felonies. So basically, I feel like this is an attack on women and an attack on basically removing protections for women. Women are the biggest victims of crime, sexual crimes. Allows enhancement of penalty for all classes of misdemeanors and felonies, and this contradicts the idea that penalty for crime was in consideration of the seriousness of the crime already, even though they just argued that in removing protections for sexual crimes against women. And it enhances penalty for belief and perception, which they deny that it does. But as you look at the language of the bill, and I will just give you where you go to find that, is you go to le.utah.gov, and if you search for the hearing that was held on Wednesday, September 21st, and that site is listed right there. That's where you can go and look up the exact language. And okay, thank you.